I'd like to give them a huge thanks, especially for all the late nights and early mornings that they went through just to fit into my schedule, and they helped me into transforming into a somewhat mature, sensible child. So I first started with University Connection in 11th grade, and honestly, I didn't have much of an idea as to what was going on. I was just a kid who wanted to go abroad and study a fancy course at a fancy university, but I did not even know where to begin. And when I tried to, it was just a whole lot of information and I didn't know what to do with it. So starting with University Connection, it provided me with the structure and guidance that I needed. And more importantly, it gave me the reassurance that I did not have to figure it all out by myself. So it was my parents who encouraged me to try and sign up with a professional counselor. And it was mostly because applying to universities abroad is different from applying to universities in India. It isn't just marks or some entrance exam. There's a whole lot more that goes into it. It's a holistic application that they look at. So to build that overall profile and resume for me, we decided to go with professional guidance and counseling to maximize my chances of getting into the best university I could. What I remembered the most was how supportive and adjusting the team was. So I did my 12th in the US, and because of that, naturally the timings were off for us. It was morning for me when it was night here. So it was really nice to see how the team would stay overtime or wake up early just to get on a call with me to help me out with whatever part of the application that I was struggling with. So that's probably the thing I remember the most. So there were two. First was the initial stage where before my first call I was nervous and I was ready for a class basically with my pen and paper, and it wasn't how I expected it to be at all. It was instead just a conversation, and instead of just telling me what I needed to do, what I needed to work on, it was just a conversation, a chit chat about my life and what my interests are, what my hobbies are. That's how they got to know me, and that's something I really liked. And the second would be when I was writing my Common App essay. That was a hectic process. I was in the US, I'd write a draft and then I'd send it to them. They'd edit it, send it back to me. I'd re-edit it, send it back to them. Then suddenly I'd come up with a new idea, write another whole essay, which I would again send to them. Then we'd hop on a call and decide which one was the best fit for my application. So that whole process was another process that I would remember forever. It changed me a lot. I went from being just a careless child to a lot more intentional about the stuff I did. Working with University Connection, building my profile, it didn't just make me a better student, it made me better overall as a person. I started looking beyond academics, started working on side projects, courses, developing my interests, trying out new things, all that sort of stuff. The team really helped me grow as an individual. Access to that early guidance changed my entire perspective on my college journey. Instead of simply doing things for the sake of looking good on my college resume, I was a lot more intentional and started doing activities that actually showcased who I truly am. From everything, from what I did, how I spent my time, the universities I looked at, it really guided me to make more intentional, better choices than just trying to fill out my resume with what I thought admission officers would like to see. That clarity and self-awareness, I think, were two of the most important things that I learned through this journey with University Connection. University Connection gave me more than just college guidance. They helped me become more confident, more self-aware. I started recognizing my own strengths, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, and all that made me more intentional in what I did. And overall, I think I came out of this whole experience slightly more mature, organized, and better as a person overall. So during my grade 11th, I'd taken a step back from studying and I was playing a lot of basketball. and that hit my grades a little bit. So if I had to advise my younger self, I'd probably tell him to cut back on the basketball a little bit and study for my exams, not leave everything to the last minute. In 3 words, I would say they were supportive, and their guidance was personalized, and overall they were highly impactful. So supportive, personalized, and impactful. A huge thanks to the whole team, everyone who was there to support me in this process. The guidance and advice they gave was really impactful for my application, and beyond my application, it was really impactful on me as a person. I gained confidence, I was more organized. I went from being the careless child to a somewhat sensible, more mature person. I definitely recommend it 100%. I'd say start as early as you can. For me, I started a tad bit late. I started in 11th grade, and even then I felt like I had a huge head start. I got time to understand the admissions process gradually and avoid any last minute stress. And I'd say guidance is almost necessary for anyone who's serious about their college goals.